Hello! It's Feel Good Friday! Yippee! Yippee, 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 yippee! Mwah! I love you. Well, as usual, it's been quite a week. I can't believe a week ago I was in Denver. Lots happened since then, as usual. I got to work a few days in Soap Lake, which was lovely. Oh man, I was really nice to be in my new house. But I just want to bring attention to the fact that a year ago, almost exactly to the day, I was so excited and moving into this house, which is almost empty now. And I just got a little bit of cleaning to do, and my lease is up on the 31st, and I'll give back the keys. In the meantime, it's been kind of handy to have a place to stay. I've had quite a few medical appointments in Spokane. So, in fact, a couple days ago, I had some more things burned off my face. You might notice some splotchiness, and I've actually been to a GI doctor already this morning. One of the things I'm so grateful for is I have insurance right now. I hadn't had insurance in probably over 20 years. You know, some of that was because I was self-employed before I went to Mexico, and then I was in Mexico for 15 years. And so I'm using it to solve a chronic cough that I've had since I was in my 20s. And it's a non-smoking related cough. And according to my pulmonologist, who I'm in love with, he says I have asthma, which is, I don't know, I guess somehow I never knew that that's what it was. But he's given me quite a bit of different medications, and my cough is gone. And that is a freaking miracle. It has been something that has plagued me. I was used to it. But many other people they were always like, are you okay? Have you had that looked at? And I was like, yeah, it's just a chronic cough. And I had it looked at briefly once, but, so I knew it wasn't cancer or anything like that, but whoa, I don't have a cough anymore. That is huge news. Another medical miracle at the hands of the pharmaceutical companies is I have been in excruciating pain with my shoulder. I haven't talked about it a lot. It's an injury that was done almost 1 year ago today. Remember when I had the black and blue finger because I smashed it in the garage door on the day I moved into this house. And I knew when I pulled it out of there that it was the wrong thing to do, and I'm a massage therapist and I'm a sensory junkie, so I knew at some point this was gonna manifest from that injury. And it did manifest into trigger thumb all winter, which is much better. But this has been coming and going since I bought my new house, and I did all that cleaning and all that painting, and I have done moving and boxes and oh my God, furniture. If there was like one of those webcams that followed me around, people would not believe how much I get done. And how much of it I've done by myself because I am single. So I've had help, but you know, the majority of it is something I've done. But the shoulder became excruciating. Thank God for my feel-good way, because I was able to bring it down some with the Evo sizes, and I've been sleeping with the posture rolls and things like that, and I've been doing a lot of stretching, and those things have really helped. But it got worse and worse and worse. And the whole time I was in Colorado, it was really, really bad. So I made an appointment with my doctor, and she gave me this prescription for this anti-inflammatory called Mobec, and the pain went away immediately. Like within a couple hours, my pain was gone, and that's been a week, and it's still gone. It's just crazy how something like that could help. and because the pain is gone, now I can do some strengthening exercises and things like that. I'm going to have a full body massage today. Oh my God, I'm so excited. This body needs some attention. And of course, I give myself a full body massage every day. Sometimes you just need a little help. Sometimes you just need a little help. I'm a little bit humbled by this whole thing, and I've always advocated anti-inflammatories when you have any kind of injury, and so it's not going against my feel-good way, and I'm in physical therapy now twice a week, and I'm learning a lot from that, so there's some things that I'll be able to pass on to my chronic pain clients, my chronic coaching, I do coaching for chronic pain, and so it's like a miracle. This is like a miracle. This is like a miracle. You know, Big Pharma gets a pretty bad rap, but you know, there's a lot of ways in which, you know, they help us. And I've got some more testing coming up next Friday, actually. I'm having another major test done. So it's all going well. So I just wanted to talk about what it's like to be, oh, we haven't done an Evo size yet. Hello. Let's do one, because I could use one. It's already been a busy day, and it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. So put rub your hands together first, and then put your fingers on your temples, and then make deep circles there, pressing deeply, and then moving those circles back towards your ears. Now you're gonna rub the place where your ears and your head hook together, and when you get to the bottom, you're gonna drag that down your throat past the collarbone, and now just rest for a moment with your eyes closed and notice how you feel. Oh, that felt good. It's one of the reasons my hair is always a mess, and so what we just did is I call it an Evo size, evolutionary exercise number 1, because it always works. And what's happening when you do that, a lot of why I teach this and why I developed it in my chronic pain teaching is that most of our chronic pain is because our muscles are bunched up, and we're not even aware of it because they've been that way, because our nervous system is in fight or flight. You know, we've got a center point, and we have fight or flight, and we have rest and digest. And the human brain, even at rest, is slightly anxious. So that gives you the chemistry running your show of fight or flight. So adrenaline, glucagon, cortisol, testosterone, these things that help you run really fast or fight really hard, right? But the moment you do anything that feels good, so a quick scratch of your head, a quick squeeze of your arm, even just doing this or this, I love this, changes your nervous system into rest and digest, which is the chemistry of endorphins and oxytocin, the bonding drug, opiates, and even cannabinoids. Our brain wouldn't have receptor sites for these things if our body didn't manufacture them. And one of the biggest causes of the stress and anxiety that we have right now is that our system was designed to have our cannabinoid receptors full, because much of what we ate as our bodies were developing had cannabinoids in them. And so the empty cannabinoid system is one of the causes of stress in the human animal. And that's not a hippy dippy theory, that's science. So one of the ways to get your cannabinoid receptors full is to just do anything that feels good. That's what my feel good way is all about. But it also, because you're in the fight or the rest and digest system, all your muscles relax. It's not something you have to think of or anything. It's the physiological response. So that's why it's so important. So anyway, I would love to talk more about that. And if you want to talk more about that, just contact me. I love to talk about it. I just am graduating one of my chronic pain coaching clients, and so I've got room for another one. So if you've been thinking about maybe contacting me, this is a good time. And I wanted to show you something. So one of the things that I teach is to keep your chest open. And when I teach things, what I teach is that the things I teach are things you do while you walk around in your life rather than things that you have to set aside time for. So one of my favorite things, because anything that feels good changes the chemistry and changes the nervous system. So one of the things I advocate is doorway stretches. And oh man, that feels good. And then also with your elbow out like this, normally I'd be able to, I can reach both sides. So I've got my hands at the wall and I'm just leaning forward. Oh, that feels good. Really stretches out that chest. One of the cool things about doorways is there's lots of them. So statistically, we go through an average of 100 doorways a day. So my new challenge to you is 1 in 10 times, so 10 times a day, stop for a moment and really give it a good stretch, because not only does it stretch you, but it feels good. And so that changes your chemistry. So not only will you get more, if you do this, not only will you get more chest openers than if you start doing yoga 2 or 3 times a week, but also every time you go do it, you're flooding your system with these endorphins and reminding your brain that that's what you want. And see, this is my feel-good way. In the full course that you take from me, it's not about just doing it once in a while on Fridays. It's about doing it really frequently. And so that's what takes a little bit more time to explain how to do that. And doorways are one of the ways to do that. So let's say you are going into a meeting or going into the office with other people, or even going into the other room with your family and your kids. If you stop and stretch first, your chemistry is totally different by the time you get through the doorway, and everybody in the room can sense that. We are animals. As much as we'd like to think that we're not, we are. And just like when my dog Lily was in heat, dogs 10 blocks away were coming to find her. As we walk through life, we are emitting chemistry that other animals can pick up. So if you stop and do that great stretch just before you walk into a room of people, whether they know it or not, they're gonna feel it. You know how when you walk into a room and you maybe didn't hear anything or see anything, but you can tell they've been fighting or laughing, and you can tell, you can just feel it. Well, that's chemistry. It's not a mystery, it's science. So by stretching before you go through the door, you're gonna help not just you, but the other people in the room, or also take a sigh of relief. Okay, I gotta quit talking so we can dance. Are you ready for some goose?
How the hell are you doing, Colorado?
So I was so close to getting to see this show in Colorado while I was there to see Billy and the kids, but I just couldn't justify going 2 days earlier to see it with all that I've got going on. And now I've been watching them on YouTube and I'm like, no, why didn't I go? Goose, Billy and the Kids. Goose, Billy and the Kids, my 2 new favorite bands. Mwah. Okay, so get up off your butt. We're just gonna do a few minutes of of this because I've been talking too long already. And I'm going to demonstrate doing a half a body quickie massage while we dance. Are you ready? Come on, Goose, let's go. They're taking their time. So I'm going to explain a couple things while they're warming up. Using two hands wherever possible is something that I recommend. You also have an owie on my finger. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to start with the head and we're just going to do half of it. I can't tell you how many people came up to me at the Billy and the Kids concert and told me how much these videos mean to them and how much they helped them get through this last year and a half. And oh man, that feels good to hear that. One of the things I gave each one of them my card, and I asked them if they could do me a favor. Start sharing these videos. I've kind of the Facebook algorithms have changed, and where I used to get 2,000 to 4,000 watches a week, I'm now lucky if I get 500. So one of the ways to change that is for you to start sharing it for me. If you're seeing it in a group, you need to go to my page and then share it on your own page. You don't know who needs to know this stuff. You might actually really help somebody and not even know it by showing them this video, sharing this video, but also share it into your groups. I share it into quite a few groups, and I'm so grateful for the administrators that allow that. There's lots of ones that don't. But if you share it into your groups, who knows what might happen next, right? So, I'm getting a full body massage in a couple hours. I'm so excited. So, I've just given myself half a body full massage in about 2 minutes. And one of the things that I like to point out is that we also want to pull that up towards the heart, all of it towards the heart, and then wipe it off. And even if you don't have time to do the massage, the wiping off part, really, you try it. You'll notice that it really is doing something. But I just did this all at once. But any one of the parts of this is stuff you can do in seconds while you're walking around in your life. So, thanks for being here. I love you so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'll see you next Friday. Adios.